now, not later, not someday, right now. And we are discussing 3 foundational laws that make this possible.
Understanding how to get in the flow and use the law of attraction, cause and effects, and vibration to manifest your desires now. Here with us is our special guest, Ms. Shirley Lawson.
All right, hey, Jason.
What's that, baby?
It's Friday.
You think so?
You know what Friday means.
I don't. What does Friday mean? What does Friday?
Friday means cue the music.
All right, let's get it.
Welcome to Loving Beyond the I Do podcast. This power couple is building stronger marriages one day at a time. Talking about real issues on love, relationships, and marriage longevity. Let's break down the barriers and engage in healthy conversation with your hosts, Jason and Tina Marie. Take a seat and buckle up because things are about to get real.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another Friday Night Live with us.
Yes. So, who are we? We want to say welcome to another episode of Loving Beyond the I Do podcast. We are your hosts, Jason and Tina Marie.
That's me.
And we are here to educate, inspire, and empower individuals with actionable strategies, mindset shifts, and meaningful insights.
That's right. So we want you to know right now that we use the manifest method. And you may say, well, what is the manifest method? It's something we use to help you get stuck off of cruise control.
Stuck off?
Get unstuck.
There you go. That's
or get off cruise control. All right. So let's hit it. Using the manifest framework. Using the manifest framework. Mindset, awareness, nurture, intention, focus, empower, strengthen, and transform. All right, so before we get into tonight's episode, if you haven't grabbed your copy of Manifest a Joy-Filled Relationship, the book.
I don't know why you would not have.
If you have not, I always get grabbed your copy of Manifest a Joy-Filled Relationship, make sure you go to Amazon and do that. Also, if you do have your copy, can you please go and do the review at Amazon.com? And that's Manifest a Joy-Filled Relationship. Do the review of the book.
So if you don't get it, if you haven't gotten it, make sure you go and get it.
Go to manifestajoyfilledrelationship.com to get your copy.
Start transforming yourself and your relationship today.
Okay. All right.
So back by popular demand, right? The Manifest You workshop is open again.
All right.
But not for long.
Okay.
Our last Manifest You workshop that ended yesterday, it filled up fast. Yes. Can I get the look? Yeah. All right. It filled up fast, and we heard you loud and clear when you said that you wanted to get in, but we let you know that once it's filled, it's filled. So due to overwhelming demand and countless requests from those who couldn't register in time, we've opened up one more time. One more exclusive session.
Now, this is 4 days live.
Yes. For a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So spots are extremely limited. I'm going to say that again because that's what happened last time. It was like, I can't register. The spots are filled. So it is an intimate, quaint session. And this is why. This isn't your typical webinar or our typical webinar.
Okay.
We keep the group small on purpose, or we've kept the group small on purpose to create a safe and supportive space for real breakthroughs, deep reflection, and soul level growth. So if you've been waiting to connect with yourself, shift your mindset, and finally step into your power, right? It's all about the power. This is your moment, and it may be your last moment for this particular webinar workshop. All right, so imagine 4 guided days focused fully on you. It'll be June 9th through the 12th. That's next Monday through Thursday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Central Standard Time.
That means Chicago time for people out there who don't know. People are like, I don't understand. It's Central Time. We're in Central Time. That means Chicago time. So that means find out what time it is in Chicago, and it starts at 6:30 in Chicago time. All right? It's to rewire habits, release the past, realign your true self, and learn the proven manifest method framework that changes lives. What we just talked about, right? Mindset, awareness, those things. So, but once the group is filled, that's it.
Oh.
So I'm going to say it again, guys. Secure your seat now before it closes again. Transformation is waiting. The only question is, will you be there with it or for it or to receive it? So you can register now at legendaryrelationship.com. There should be a link for the Manifest You workshop. You can click on it.
It's right at the top. Yes, it is.
All right. So it's limited dates, intimate group, but big shifts. Okay. So
who is this for?
This is just for women only.
Oh.
But men,
yes.
We hear you, we heard you, and Jason will be hosting one specifically designed and created just for you.
Yeah, we're going to call it the man cave.
This will be the following week, June 16th through the 19th, again, Monday through Thursday, but his time will be 6 p.m. through 7 p.m., but it's not set. The time is not locked in. So if we hear back from you and you guys need to adjust it, it can be adjusted. It has not been set in stone yet.
Okay.
There will be adjustments if there need to be. Now, just like the women's workshop, this will only be open for a limited amount of time and a limited amount of people. Right?
Right.
These particular workshops are curated to support a safe space for men to be vulnerable, openness, sharing, and more that men usually aren't allowed to express or discuss.
That's right. We can get real.
Yes. I'm going to say it again. This has been curated to support a safe space for vulnerability, openness, sharing, and more things that men usually aren't allowed or feel comfortable discussing, right? So, unfortunately, this is not a party, so it's not for all. It's just for a limited amount of people, right?
Who want to do the work?
Who want to do the work. So, it's not a party. It's not so all your friends won't get in. So don't think it's for everybody. If you feel like this is for you, jump in. So again, it's just a limited few. It's on a first come, first served basis framework. So if you get in, you get in. If you don't, you out. All right? So that is it. Would you like for me to read it or do you want to read it?
Yeah, no, go right ahead. All right, so we're going to get into our guest. So let's tell you a little bit about our guest.
All right, so we are welcoming Shirley Lawson tonight. All right. She is the founder and spiritual director of Meditative Life Ministries. Her email is Shirley. Oh, wait. I'm going to do her email is Meditative Life Ministries 2. That's the number 2 at gmail.com. All right. The Reverend Shirley Lawson, a resident of Matson, Illinois, is a licensed Universal Foundation for Better Living ordained minister. Reverend Shirley graduated with honors in 2007 from Trinity International University, earning her Bachelor's of Art degree, majoring in organizational leadership communication. She also received a Bachelor of Metaphysical Science, B.MSc degree, and a Metaphysical Practitioner's Diploma from the University of Metaphysics in Sedona, Arizona. Reverend Lawson founded the Great Lakes Transformational Empowerment Ministries, which provides spiritual support classes for women and men in recovery since 2003. This ministry has been a change agent, empowering people with knowledge of their spiritual greatness so that their lives can be transformed. Her message of hope, release, and recovery has helped break free from addictions and realize their divine potential. I'm going to say help people break free. All right.
For sure.
She is the founder and the spiritual director, as I said, of The Meditative Life Ministries, Inc. is a non-for-profit educational organization dedicated to helping people live a more mindful and meditative life. Its vision is people everywhere improving their lives and communities through meditative practices. One of Reverend Shirley's grandest accomplishments happened right at the grounds of Unity Village on August 24th, 2016. As Minister Direct of Christ Universal Temple's Meditators for Better Living, along with Christ Universal Temple, Universal Foundation for Better Living, and Unity Worldwide Ministries, Reverend Shirley spearheaded the honoring of the Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman with a commemoration service, followed with an unveiling and dedication of a plaque and paver in honor of her work and for being the first African American to live on the grounds of Unity Village in Lee Summit, Missouri. The day was a tremendous success, culminating with Unity's Major David Vest and the Board of Trustees honoring Dr. Coleman with a proclamation making August 24th, 2026, the Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman Day at Unity Village. Since 2018, Reverend Shirley has been Unity's Village's featured meditation leader for the Fillmore Festival. Reverend Shirley is the author of the book Golden Spiritual Nuggets, a compilation of inspired sayings that offer food for thought and practical advice to those on the spiritual path. She is also a part of the planning committee and meditation leaders of the People of African Descent New Thought Group, the PADNTG, celebrating our Soul Conference at Unity Village last August. And again, they will be doing it again last August, and again August 2024. That was last August. So I think she means again August 2026. All right. So October 21st, Reverend Shirley received an Outstanding Servant Leader Award at the Harvest Online Convention in Manila, Philippines by the Reverend Ragtan. And I hope I said that name right. The Reverend Ragtan or Town. Ragtan. Okay, we're going to leave that alone. All right, so let's welcome. That was a long bio. So let's get right into it. Let's welcome Shirley Lawson, and for some of you, it may be Reverend Shirley Lawson. Welcome. And if I messed up anything, we're just going to keep on going.
Wow, thank you. It's such an honor to be here.
All right. You are a little low, so just make sure that you speak, just project your voice. And I know it may be hard because you do have a soft voice. So for some reason, you just seem a little distant. All right. So is there anything else that you would like to add to that 15-page bio?
No.
So tell us about the personal Shirley. What do you like to do? What are your hobbies?
Oh, wow. Well, it's kind of hard to fit my hobbies in.
With all of that, right?
With all of that going on. But, I really just like relaxing, hanging with family and friends and socializing, going to concerts and going to the Black Ensemble.
All right.
Things like that.
All right. Enjoying life. All right.
I love having fun.
That's what life is all about. So we are going to get into the laws tonight. And I know you love the laws just like we love the laws. So we're going to start with chapter 2. So as soon as I get my thing up.
I was going to get some.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, so we're going to do some comments. You got to let me know what you're doing, baby.
I know. I'm doing my own thing over here. So Dennis said, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Dennis. Glad to see you. Happy Friday. We missed you last week. I know you saw Doc gave you a shout out. Where's Dennis? Welcome back. All right. Gold Rush Women's Conference says, good evening, my golden couple.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Gold Rush.
Yes. Gold Rush always showing up.
Yes.
Dennis
All
said
right.
Yes. Yep.
And Regina says, good evening, Jason, Tina, and everyone.
Yes.
Good evening, Regina. I hope it celebrated hard last week for your birthday. Hope you had a good time.
She don't mess around. She don't mess around.
All right. So Dennis says, welcome, Pastor Shirley. All right.
All right. Then she said good evening again. For everyone.
Let's do it again. Let's just put it on
Okay,
up there.
bang.
Good evening, everyone. That's
Yep.
what Regina said. All right. Let's see. Slide it on up.
Yeah.
I know. Every time I look over there, I feel like Jan.
Yep.
All right. The greatness of Shirley Lawson demands a lot of words. Yes. Yes. I was trying, I was supposed to see how I could cut it, but I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep on the flow. All right. So guys, don't forget, if you are out there, we cannot see your name. So just drop a heart, drop an emoji, drop a hey family, a hi Friday, whatever it is, or just drop
let
your
us know
name.
what's
Yeah,
going
just
on.
drop your name so that we can shout you out. And thank you for being on this Friday with us. So as I said, Jason, let's get started. So,
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
All right.
So let me tell you what chapter 2 is. If I'm not mistaken, chapter 2 is the law of vibration, is it not?
That is correct.
All right. So, hey, for everybody out there, if you have your books, when we come to talk
That's
about
right.
the laws.
You're going to get
and
educated.
tonight is about manifesting. Manifesting when?
Now.
Now. When, Reverend Shirley?
Now.
Now.
We ain't
So,
messing around.
all right. So get your books, guys, and we are on chapter 2, the law of vibration.
Now, this is one of the most misunderstood laws because it is often lumped in with the law of attraction.
Very true.
But listen, before you can attract anything, you have to understand your frequency.
All right. All right.
All
So
right.
the law of vibration states that in our book, if you look, that everything is energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, even your past wounds or the wounds you still carry. They may have come in the past, but you're still carrying them,
around.
right? So they all vibrate at a certain frequency. And last week we talked about frequency. You remember that, Dennis? Just like a radio or TV station has a frequency, so do you. All right. So then we're going to get Reverend Shirley to come in a minute. You got something to say?
Yeah. So if you, I think I do.
Okay.
So if you're vibrating at shame, fear, bitterness, or insecurity, guess what? You will continue that experience in your relationship. So watch what you're vibrating.
Absolutely. So that's why in the book, if you're looking from it, and I don't know the page, it says that if you want to change what's coming to you, you must change what's going on or coming from you. All right. So Reverend Shirley, let's get into chapter 2. And what are your thoughts on the law of vibration and people vibrating at a certain frequency?
Well, this is a great subject. All of the things that we're going to be talking about is just absolutely very powerful.
So before you start, guys, drop something in the chat if you can hear her, because we can barely hear her and it might be us. But if you can hear her loud and clear, Gold Rush Women's Conference, Dennis, Regina, if you guys can hear her clearly, just say yes and we'll continue on. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. I hope they can hear me. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, I can hear you better.
Oh, okay. Well, just like you just said, Tina, that really it's what Albert Einstein quoted. Everything in life is vibration. And that means that everything vibrates. As you also have said, from the physical world to our thoughts and to our feelings, all are vibrating at a specific frequency. And, this also includes not just the material world,
Okay.
but also our emotions, our thoughts. They're all energetic fields around us. And, in a spiritual context, vibration, it refers to an energetic frequency. And so what we have to be mindful of is about our vibration. What frequency are we functioning on?
So
And
when
as
we
you
said,
Jason, as you said, if you're functioning on a lower frequency, which is all about negativity, that's where you're going to remain until you raise your frequency. And the way to do that is to focus on higher vibrations, and that are associated with positive qualities like love, joy, gratitude, peace, compassion, all of that. We also have to think about and remember that the thoughts we think on inside of ourselves determines our vibration. Now you know Tina and Jason. I can go on and on.
I know that, but you know what? That's why, because you're the guest. Come on now.
This is very important when
Right.
it comes to frequency,
Right.
because we're all emitting frequencies.
And I think the problem comes in is when people don't realize that they're emitting
Right.
from the past, from a negative standpoint.
Yeah.
So I know in the book, and we've always talked about it here, is that we are creatures of habit. So even though we get out of a relationship, if we haven't healed or done the work, right? The work that we're talking about now, and so now you're talking about, oh, well, I'm gonna do the law of vibration. I'm trying to get something different. What we don't realize is that if you haven't changed how you think and how you feel about either the person, the old relationship, who you are now, people don't realize that they're still on that same frequency, so
On the same frequency, and it really does spill over into that law of attraction. They're going to only attract at their level of frequency.
And so I know sometimes people say, well, I'm not negative, right? Right. And I think the hardest part is realizing you have to be mindful of where the negativity is.
Right.
Because you can have had bad experiences that make you negative about certain things. So when people,
Huh? Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so you're walking around thinking that you're okay, but you're stuck in this frequency of I'm hurt.
I don't trust you.
I don't
I don't
trust
want you to
anybody.
get close.
I'm damaged. That, and it may be, because people give that word negativity, right? It's one of those words that we really do have to break it down. We really do have to unpack it, because negativity can mean anything. It means your outlook, and people think, well, that's just the way I think. And that's the problem. That's the problem.
It's the
Right?
way you think. It's your worldview. It's your past. And all of these things, they can be, they living inside the subconscious mind. And we aren't aware of it until the mirror shows. And if we are unaware of who and what we are, we're never going to be able to confront that negativity or that pain, or let's just not use negativity. We won't be able to confront the pain, that we've experienced in life. Maybe the abuse that we've gone through, any of those things. We cannot deal with it until we become aware of it.
And that's something but we say that all the time.
Yes. So in our manifest method, the A stands for awareness, right? And so I always tell people, you can't change what you don't face, or you can't change what you're unaware of, just like what you said, right? So it's sort of like
it kind of reminds me of like the tuning of the radio, like Tina mentioned earlier.
Right.
You can't tune into, say you tune into 95.5, but you expect to hear what's playing on 107.9. So you can't. And if you can't do it in life, you can't do it in your relationships. It's no different.
Period. And that's when, as we talked about, everything is relational. It's not just the relationship with the intimate relationship. It's all of your relationships. And people fail to realize that, right, when you're trying to do, we're trying to jump out of one relationship into another relationship, or we leave one job and go to another job, or we stop going to this particular club and we go to another club or another church, and we can fill in the blanks with a whole bunch of other things. And if we haven't changed or become aware of what we are, emitting, right? Yeah. So understanding that you're going someplace different, but you're still, as Jason said, you're still on 95.5 or whatever, and you're trying to thinking that you're vibrating at the frequency of up here, but you're still vibrating at a frequency down there. So,
Exactly.
and
And
then
you're
I,
gonna always, I mean, remember the song of Teddy Pendergrass, everywhere, you can't hide from yourself.
Yep.
Everywhere you go, there you are.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
that applies to frequency. If that frequency, if you don't raise your frequency, and you raise your frequency by raising your consciousness, by raising your awareness.
Mm.
So I know we always, and it has been a known thing now. Our people say, "Well, how come I've changed? I no longer think the same, and but why do I keep attracting the same people?" So this is why, as Jason stated, the law of attraction and the law of vibration get confused
Yeah.
because they think, well, why am I attracting that same person? They don't realize that they're sending out a different frequency
There you
than
go.
what they want.
Yep.
So talk about that when people are, and it's a little bit deeper. So I want you to kind of go into how people can become aware or what they can do to become aware. That self-check, that introspection.
Okay. So we are talking about, what are the keys, so to speak, to
Yeah, okay.
understanding the
Yep.
law of vibration? Well, I think we have already said it, but I'll reiterate some of those keys. We have to realize, understand, and practice that everything in life is vibration. Everything vibrates, from our physical self, our physical world, and our thoughts and our feelings. And when, you know what, and when we come into a realization that of that particular truth, because it is a truth that never changes.
Right.
It's a truth that never
Now,
changes.
that's the truth with the what? Capital T?
Capital T.
Okay.
We will then understand and respect the power of thought.
Okay, so I'm just going to interject here. So for you all who may not understand what they just said about truth, a capital T. So we've learned in school, right? There's something that's true and there's something that's false, but we're talking about the truth, like the laws, they don't change. And so when she says with a capital T, it means that
It's
there's a
absolute.
lowercase t truth that means that's your truth. It may not be the truth. It may not be universal truth. It may not be, but it's your truth, what you believe something to be. So when we're talking about capital T truth, it just means something that never changes. It's absolute. It's always the same. And so let's get our comments real quick, Shirley, before we finish.
All right.
Okay.
So here we
Go up, go up, go up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right there, my bad.
Jan, I got this.
You missed right there.
She already said that. Oh, no,
yeah,
no,
yes,
not.
yes. Happy
Happy
Friday,
Friday,
family and friends. Thank you,
Amen.
Nancy.
See?
Happy Friday. Somebody almost skipped you again.
Sure enough.
You might want to just keep typing. All right. Jan says, good evening to Jason and Tina. Have a fabulous, fantastic Friday. Blessings to everyone and Reverend Shirley. All
Yes.
right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So Dennis said he's on chapter 2.
Yep.
All right. So I know specifically we talked about some stuff in chapter 2, and I think you've gotten to it, Reverend Shirley, but you were talking about the truth that doesn't change.
Right.
Oh, you got some more, Jason?
No, we're not doing that
I wanted to
one.
point out another key that is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Every thought that we think is a psychic. Now, when I say psychic, I mean mental, spiritual energy.
Okay.
So this can help people to understand, well, I've changed, but I keep drawing the same thing.
Or I can't find either I'm drawing the same thing or I can't find
Or I can't
what
find.
I want. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And the very, just by dint of you saying that I'm drawing the same things and I can't find, that's a frequency, that's a vibration, that's a psychic energy that's been sent out into the universe that is going to give you back what you just said.
So we have to watch our
Our
thoughts
and our speech.
and what we say, right? So that's a very good point.
Every word that we speak has a vibrational energy that draws to itself that which is like its nature.
Okay, so so back to what you said, right? Just write that. So in chapter 2, under the law of vibration, on page 41, the second paragraph says, you become what you think about most of the time. Your relationship is no different. Your relationship doesn't become what you want or desire, but what you form through your vibrational energy of thought and feelings. So if you think that you can't find the person,
You won't.
or you feel that the person's not out there, and you wonder why they haven't came to you yet, you are emitting a frequency that's really repelling the person.
Right. Repelling the person that you say you want.
And you know, the vibration and energy is how we can either draw our good or repel it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So are there any questions? Oh, can you go ahead?
I'm going to get this
Okay,
one.
go ahead and
Yeah,
get to that
I'm
one.
going to go ahead and get to that one.
Okay. We have to be mindful, pay close attention to our thoughts, our actions, and our feelings to know what we need to change to have a change in our life. And most of the time, that's easier said than done, right? So she said we have to pay close attention. Oftentimes, people are paying close attention, but they're still and so I'm going
At
to
the
use the
same
word.
level?
I'm going to use the word consciousness, right?
Okay.
They're still at the same thinking level,
Consciousness, yeah.
right? So they say they want to change. And they go, okay, I'm no longer going to do some of the things. So I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop eating. I'm going to stop going out to parties. I'm going to stop doing this. And what they fail to realize is, as you said, they have to pay close attention to their thoughts. And oftentimes, that's not where people pay attention to at all.
Their
And
thoughts.
their thoughts, because they feel as though, well, I've said I've changed. I know what I don't want. What they don't pay attention to are the thoughts they're thinking in their mind in the quietness, right?
What you say to yourself, that self-talk.
Exactly.
You know, they're just you know the saying I have, being unaware that you're unaware.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
And I think the thing that helps us to become more consciously aware of our thoughts and our feelings, our words, our actions, our reactions, it's done through meditation. I think meditation is the catalyst that will help shine the light on that which needs to be released.
And I know for Jason and I, when we do, and this is how we help people with our coaching and our one-on-one and our workshops, is to show you the how, right? So you said through meditation. And part of it is not only getting the information of what it looks like and why you end up doing what you're doing, but another catalyst is knowing that you're stuck and trying to figure out how to get unstuck. Because it's easy to say it's your thoughts, it's your words, it's your feelings, right?
That's right.
Right.
That's what you're
You
saying.
join in
I mean,
anytime,
no. You say that those are the buzzwords. Yeah, I know it's my thoughts. I know I'm stuck because of my thinking, or I haven't moved, I haven't done anything. But it's so much more than that. We really have to get down and figure out, what is it? When you just saying it is fine, but you have to really, what does that really look like to you?
Right.
You got to go deep.
I'm trying to look in the book because I had something. So as you said before, each object. So I'm trying to. I was trying to get something out of the book.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put this.
All right.
This comments up here. Oh, yep, Dennis. Okay,
All right.
go ahead.
Dennis said, I felt this. I have probably confused Jason and Tila lately with my dating history.
Remember how they put it? You know what? It just went off. I'll get him back up there.
All right, so
Go
let's
ahead.
read it. But my mirror work, I'm not settling for anything or anyone who doesn't align with the new Dennis. Now, we're not saying that, Dennis. What we're saying is make sure that Dennis aligns with the new Dennis.
Come on.
So make sure as you're doing the mirror work
Yeah.
that you remember to stop thinking the thoughts about Dennis, right? We sometimes have negative self-talk, and we have to, even though we call ourselves being aware, sometimes that awareness is not being aware of what creates change. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is as you said, we're shining the spotlight on the negativity instead of the change, Dennis, what's positive about them. And so, when we talk about, and I know this gets way off another, but we talk about affirmations and denials, right? So tell us the purpose of, because I'm talking about shining the light on negative stuff. And you say, I'm doing the work instead of shining the light on positive stuff. So I want you to relate that to affirmations and denials, right? Not that we're denying something, but how we change that negative. So if you could go into that. Did you follow me? Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm following you.
Okay.
And we're still on this thought and feelings and all of that. So when you become aware of what your thoughts are, what you're thinking, what you're saying, you have to catch yourself. And you can catch yourself. I have a little jingle that said, catch it, check it, change it.
Okay. Say that again.
You can't catch it if you're not conscious of it. So when you catch yourself speaking in negative terms, so to speak, or thinking it, because it's all going to go into, you're emitting it into the universe, you have to immediately use a tool that will help you change what you're saying and what you're thinking. It's going to help even change what's maybe in your subconscious mind that you have even forgotten or didn't even realize was there. And so an affirmation is used to change, or I like the word too, reprogram our minds.
Okay.
You use an affirmation. It's a positive statement of truth. So like the young man that just said about not going to accept something that ain't aligned with what the new dentist, right?
Right.
Dentists forget about what you ain't gonna accept. Once you
all right, and explain that.
Once you set your intentions and know what you're all about, they can't even come nigh you. They won't even step to you.
And that's exactly what we were saying when someone wants something, but they're not the equivalent, right? So it's the same thing. If you are not aligned with what you want, it won't step to you.
Right.
Right. But if you
gotta have something that equalizes it out.
Okay.
Right.
I've attracted people that have far more money, substance than I do.
Okay.
but I got substance.
There you go. But to see, maybe the thing is that you are releasing that vibration because you know that's your vibration.
Right. Always has been.
That's right. All right. That's right. And so you got it. If they got it, you got it, right? All right. So let's see what this said. Okay. Hey, Sandra. How are you? So
welcome,
good to hear and see you, Reverend Shirley.
All right. Yes.
Make sure you didn't miss anything above, please.
I didn't. Yeah. I gotta get this one.
Okay. Kelly,
hey
Kelly, Fabulous Friday.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right, and we have to stay with Dennis's because as we're doing it, so Dennis said,
yes.
So we have to, yes, absolutely, 100. That's right, Dennis. All right, so let's get to this one. Well, hey, Doc, you gonna say hi to us first? Hey, Dennis. Right, so go to the next one. Right. All right.
Yeah, I could.
Good evening, Jason and Tina and Rev.
Yeah.
All right. Good evening, Dot.
Did I click that? Yeah.
No, right there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Dot said, good evening, Reverend Shirley Price Lawson.
Wow.
That's right. Oh, that reminds me. So everyone who is tuning in, if you could do us a favor right now, I was supposed to say this at the beginning. If you could go into the comment section and tag 3 to 5 friends. All right, let's tag 3 to 5 friends. Let's spread the word. This Friday, we're talking about manifesting now. So we're getting it out there, how to manifest right now. And the first thing we're talking about is the law of vibration. Understanding, so Of course, guys, we can't give it to you all, but realize that everything is energy and vibrating at its own frequency. So that's chapter 2. Now I know it's a lot to be said, but we're going to move to chapter 5, and that's the law of cause and effect. And I have known Shirley, or Reverend Shirley, for a little bit of time, and this is one of her favorite things, okay? So this is where things get really eye-opening when we're talking about awareness, when we're talking about being conscious of things, right?
Yeah, because every action has a reaction.
That's right.
Simple, right? But here's where people get tripped up. They think that they're victims of life instead of being creators.
Right. And
Right.
so again, let's talk about some of these words. And I want
Right.
people to make sure that they understand what creators mean. Okay. You're just not reacting to life.
Right.
You're actually creating it. You're constantly, consciously, and unconsciously,
Oh.
right, creating what you're doing. Now, there is a higher power that created you, but you are the co-creator of life through your choices, through your experiences, through your knowledge, or the lack thereof, right? When you don't know. So we do have free will. So for every cause, which is your choice, there is an effect, which is the experience that you are experiencing.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of like that unhealthy relationship pattern that you keep experiencing.
right, that we talked about, right?
You know that that's not random, right?
Not at all, right?
It's a result.
Not-
The
nothing is
effect
random.
of repeating your causes, your beliefs, your choices, your energy, and your actions.
That's right.
So don't say like, I don't know why this keep happening to me. I don't know why I keep picking the same person.
So now we talked about the vibration. Now we're going to go into the law of cause and effect. So Reverend Shirley, let us break it down for us.
Break it down. One metaphysical definition that I love about the law of cause and effect, it is the law of sequence. It's the balanced wheel of the universe.
Okay.
In
Okay.
other words, whatsoever a person sows, that shall they also reap.
So that means if they plant a tomato,
They're going
they shouldn't expect a banana.
They shouldn't expect a banana.
Okay. So go ahead and finish.
The other thing to understand about this law of cause and effect is that it teaches us that we live in two worlds.
Okay.
The world of cause, which is within,
Oh,
and
that's
the
okay.
world of effect, which is the without. I have a golden spiritual nugget. It says causes create effects. Effects are never the cause.
All right.
So don't look to them for answers. They can't help you.
That's right.
All right, so we can go ahead. So, Reverend Shirley, we're going to pick this conversation back up. And Jason just brought in, we have another guest, and that is Veronica Douglas. I don't know why I got it. With Veronica Douglas Walker. Was it Walker Douglas?
Walker Douglas.
Okay, Veronica Walker Douglas. And excuse me, Veronica, I had your stuff, but I did it. So we're going to have Veronica in, and we had her on. You have to excuse me, who is a licensed therapist, and she is here to talk to you. She is in the process of doing her doctoral project, and so she's coming to you. So give them a little background about you and then the project.
Sure. And so once again, I appreciate you, Jason and Tina, and good evening, Reverend Shirley, as well. So it's just good to be among miracle workers here. So the background really, really quickly is that I am doing a workshop. It's a one-day workshop. It's actually a requirement for to complete the doctoral degree, but it's so much more. And I love how Jason said a couple of weeks ago that this is an opportunity for those who participate to be a part of writing the story. We always say research says this, research says that, but you join this group for this one day when it's going to be, which is not known right yet, but I am still in process. So I'm just trying to do the recruitment. 45 to 60-year-olds, remarried, both husband and wife in a remarriage due to a divorce. That's the basic criteria. Why? I mean, why this group? Well, this group has been excluded. You know, the world focuses on first-time marriages. I took it a little bit further, and I want to bring in those who are remarried, because what we do know is that they lack support. How do I know that? Because 60 to 70% of remarriages are ending in divorce. So we want to interrupt that dynamic and provide remarried couples with the support that they need. And that's why I'm here. And so what I'm hoping for, this is not just, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to graduate, fine. But beyond this group, will be future workshops and training other practitioners like myself to work with the remarried population, because Jason, Tina, Reverend Shirley, they are not the same. They are not just a second marriage. They come with a whole group of different dynamics. They come with baggage. They come with kids. They come with
Grandkids
various things.
sometimes. Yeah.
Oh my word. Yes, absolutely. So that is the bottom line. If you know someone, if that is you, come and spend a day with me. You'll get lunch, you'll get takeaway items, you'll get a free session with me afterwards if you choose to, so that I can do an actual couple session with you just to kind of process some things. So yeah, and no one's going to be digging your brain. It's going to be a very safe environment. I want to hear from you. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. I don't have a lot to teach. I'll just be very honest with you. I want to hear from you. Yes, I have tools and I have research, but I want to hear from the couples. I want to know what your experience is so that I can put that in what I'm doing and present it to a larger community so that we'll know what to do. So that's me. That's me.
All right.
All right.
Wonderful.
This is our time to show up and be counted in the research.
All right. So if you are 45, is it an older or is it a stop age?
I am. My my lovely chair advisor told me, what did you say your ages were? I said, sir, I said 45 to 60. And he said, can you repeat that? And I said 45 to 60. So it is 45 to 60.
All right, so 45 to 60. If you are both remarried from a divorce, so you both have to be divorced and you both have to come from a remarriage from divorce. All right, 45 to 60, it can be you. And so if it's the wife or the husband, can you do one or the other, or do you want both? I know you want both of them, but can you do one or the other?
Right. I do need to have them both participate in the workshop. Yes.
Okay. So we need the actual couple. 45 to 60, both remarried from a divorce. Contact us. You can contact Legendary Relationship, or we will put in the show notes. So right up under this. So go ahead, Veronica, and give us the information if they want to reach directly to you. We're going to put it in the comment section on the show notes, but you can give them to them right now as well.
Thank you. Good old fashioned phone number, you all, 708-218-2271. And Tina's going to say, and once again, and I'm going to say 708-218-2271. And Jason's going to say it a third time, 708-218-2271. Thank you.
I think you know us oh so well.
She's trying to take our job over here. All right. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you so much.
So, guys, make sure you reach out to her if you are in that demographics. That's right. All right.
And I appreciate you so much, Reverend Shirley. I'm receiving a blessing. I know you're sending me a blessing. Thank you. Yeah. Amen. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye. You all take care. Bye-bye.
All right. You take care.
Bye.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get our comment, and then we can continue on.
Okay. All
right.
All right. And let's go to boom, boom, boom. Okay. Let's see what we got in the comment section here, baby.
I think you. Okay. Right there. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the only one I want here.
Okay.
Yep.
Dot says you are your own experience. Okay. Let's say these words. We are our own experience. So, what does that mean, Dot? What does that mean? So we are so we are a world of cliches. But what does that really mean, right? So let's get the next one then, Reverend Shirley. I want you to break it down for us, and then I want Dot to tell us what she means by that. So Kelly says, the ripples of your actions can either calm or storm the waters of your life. All right. All right. So that's right. That is absolutely right. Get those little ripple effects, those domino effects, what did this come from? It came from, so Dot said, what? You are your own experience. Okay, and then
Yeah,
Veronica, if you're watching, Dot said, "Hey, Veronica."
Yep.
If you're still listening or you're still on, all right. So go ahead,
yeah,
Reverend Shirley.
that is sort of a cliche that is used in new thought environments, and but it's what we've been saying all along. You are only going to experience yourself.
And that's what, and that's
But
it.
You might even have to go deep in meditating on that statement to really decipher what that means.
okay, so
I am my own experience.
so
I don't
people may
care.
say, my mother is this, my father is that. Their experience with me is not me. My mate, my husband or my wife, is does this, does that, does the other. They're going to say,
They're going to say that. That's what I was getting ready to say. It doesn't matter what is going on the outside.
so they're going to want to
It is
know
what's
how
happening on
how
the inside.
so they're going to want to know how is what's happening between me and my mate, my mother, my father, how is that me? Because it says you are your own experiences. So let's see what Dot says real quick. Your thoughts can bring your own experiences. Okay, so we my our whole thing is we don't want to stay on the surface. When you say you got to go deeper, we want people to go deeper. So I want people to understand what that means when we say you are your own experiences. So if you are unhappy, if you just said that there has been a cause for every effect. So I may say, well, it's what Jason did. He caused me to do this. This was the effect, right? So, but if you all are saying that it's on me, how is that me? I can't control him.
It's me, oh Lord,
Yep.
standing
I
in the
want.
need of prayer.
Yep. So
Let me share, just, not too deep of an experience. I experienced abusive marriages. So, yes, that was an abusive situation. But how was I going to get out of that and change my thoughts, my feelings, my words, actions, and my vibrations so that I can attract differently? I had to discover what was going on within Shirley.
so you think Shirley attracted that to her? You were your experience. Would you have agreed with that?
I was my own experience.
Hmm.
And once the transformation took place, which has been over 30 years ago, nothing like that would ever enter into my life ever again.
And so and we're so that was an experience, right? And people who may be listening, you may not be in an abusive relationship, but we are trying to get you to see, as we've all said, right, your thoughts, your feelings, and your whole general emotions are what you experience in life. So
Yeah, and just think about that you are your own experience. No matter what's happening outwardly, you have to stay mindful and conscious of what's happening inside of you.
right. And so
It's just like Mandela being in prison for 25 years.
right.
He
Right.
freed himself while he was there.
Right. Exactly.
And this is what we have to do. It's me. It's me standing in the need to
So
become aware of my experience. If I want to change what I'm experiencing, I've got to change how I'm even looking at it inwardly.
exactly.
Exactly.
And that's what we're trying to get, right?
It's not going to be easy.
No,
Right, right,
it
right.
never is, because we never think what? We never think it's us. Right? It's always somebody else. It's always, I don't care what the situation is, it's always somebody else. And, people. Go ahead.
I just wanted Reverend Shirley to go ahead and break down cause and effect, because that's where we were before Veronica came on. So go ahead and go ahead and dissect cause and effect for us.
Okay, so I gave you that definition. So I think one of the keys to, or the keys to understanding the law of cause and effect is, as I said earlier, to remember that it's the law of sequence. It's a balanced wheel of life. Now, sometimes we might be experiencing the law of cause and effect that we don't even remember that we caused.
Right.
I love an example that Garrett Zukov gives in his book. He says, like, say if you're driving and you get pissed off at somebody because they ain't driving fast enough, or you do something, that is creating a cause,
Yep.
which is going to bring about effect. He
So
said,
true.
even if something happens in your life that's not so good, you still got to be mindful of the causes that you set.
So what's the nickname of this law?
Huh?
People karma.
Yeah.
Karma.
I gave a lesson years and years ago about, embracing cause and effect is nothing but karma. So don't get hung up on the word karma.
That's right. Don't get hung up on none of these words. All of these words are to help you.
Karma is reaping what you sow.
And you just said, what you sow, you shall reap, right?
You
It go
shall
together.
reap. And so if you remember that, that's key. I think another key is that we need to be, when it comes to cause and effect, be intentional in how we interact with others. Always ask yourself, because so many people aren't aware of their own intentions.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yep,
Or
that's
you
true.
know what?
Yeah.
Sometimes people think they're acting and doing one thing. And
Well,
they
in their
say,
mind, they feel that.
And so when and you said, right, we need tools. You have to go deeper, because you say, well, I didn't do it to harm someone.
Right.
And it's not about the harm. It's about being aware of what you're saying and what you're doing. Right?
Absolutely. You and learning to be intentional.
I'm glad. Look at that one man, because the next thing I was gonna read was from the book in chapter 5 on page 125. It says the law of cause and effect stresses the significance of intentionality in your interactions, and I'm gonna put with anyone. It says with your partner, but with anyone, right? Your interactions, and you said intentionality.
Yep.
Right?
So a thing that we again need to remember, that this law of cause and effect, it's all about reaping what you sow. So when you understand that law, you will be intentional in your interactions with your partner and other people.
See, I keep beating this drum, because the problem is that people just aren't aware at the level they need to be aware. And I say that because
they haven't done enough work.
Repeat what you just
it's habitual.
In
a partnership, in a marriage, a relationship, just think of one little simple thing. You don't speak to the person. You what is your intention behind not
speaking
and not communicating?
Right. So your first intention is, I want to let them know I'm mad. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you got to be aware of that.
And so, I think that's the part they're aware of. What they're unaware of is that you're gonna reap what you sow.
Right.
See, that's
Every action, there's going to be a reaction.
Exactly.
And
so
Jason.
and so now let's connect. Let's go even further, and let's connect this with the law of vibration. Right? So if I get upset for something you said or did or didn't do, and my reaction, my intentional reaction is, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to show you I'm mad.
With that energy.
What is the energy that they're emitting?
Yep. Anger.
That's and what's going to come back to them?
Exactly.
Anger. The universe can only give you what you give out.
And that's what I'm getting people trying to understand.
Yep.
You're giving out this.
Hey, it takes a lot.
It does.
You got to immerse yourself in this kind of mindset. and
Or just a
understanding.
mindset shift, realizing that you're not getting what you want in a relationship, not because of the person, but because of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, whether they are intentional or not. Right. So, getting people to understand, well, if I want my mate, really, I'm upset because they didn't love me. They didn't show me love. They didn't give me a kiss. They didn't do what I wanted them to do. There's another way to express that instead of emitting a frequency that's down here, right? That negativity, that anger, and wanting someone to come back and
Oh,
give
no,
you up here.
that's the
That's
craziest
not
thing, right?
That's not
Yeah.
reaping what
Yeah.
you sow, right?
So I'm gonna get
That's
mad.
again working within ourselves, because you think, oh, I'm just keep getting angry people, or whatever these things I keep attracting to myself. I've got to become aware of that same thing within myself and raise my vibrations by raising my thoughts up to those higher vibrational levels of love. And when you do that, it's going to even help you transform and heal relationships.
All of them.
All
All
of
of them.
them.
It's
All
especially
of them.
the
You
one you
you may
have
not
with.
have to. You may not have to. It's almost like the forgiveness process.
Hmm.
And
You can forgive somebody. That doesn't mean that you got to stay connected to them.
That's right.
Exactly.
But
Right.
I was going to say that too, because oftentimes, and so I meant to ask you this beforehand, are you on a timeline?
God, not, well, not really.
Well, because let us know if you have to go. So we're not. So I don't want to keep you longer than you have to. Let's get these comments and then I'll get into that real quick.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Versi.
Versi says hello, Tina, Jason, and Reverend Shirley.
Hey, Versi. Thank you for chiming in.
All right.
All right, and then
You
we
got
have,
another one.
yeah.
All right. So Kelly says embracing your experiences can foster self-awareness, resilience, and personal growth. It can when we embrace our experiences, but sometimes, and again, I'm looking at these words, and these words sound good, right?
Right.
It's not what's in the plate. It's not what's in the plate. It's the digestion of them that I'm trying to get to. Because we can eat food, and if we don't understand the digestion process, then we're not understanding the whole purpose of choosing the right food, right? And choosing the right thoughts, the right actions. And so when you just said, it can even be like a forgiveness, right? Or
Right.
a releasing it. But oftentimes, people don't want to forgive because they think
no.
that
Oh, no.
it's letting the
I-
person
I'm
off,
letting
the
them
hook.
off the hook, right.
Right. So,
Right.
and all of that.
Wait a minute, isn't it? I mean, but that's the craziest thing, right? I don't want to forgive you because it looks like I'm
did
letting
something
you off.
to me.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what we have to understand about that is that it is a healing process of releasing and letting go.
So, what do you mean a healing, releasing process? What is it? How can so? And this is for
we
people who
forgive,
may not understand this.
yeah, okay, when we forgive, we are letting go of the resentment, the pain, the experience, all that we are not forgiving.
So, are we saying that they were right when we forgive?
Oh, heck no.
And I want people to understand.
And again, I want to go from an experience that I had. I had an experience where a situation was quite hurtful for me, but I just remember in the midst of that experience, and I said it had to be the energy of love within me. Because I wanted to start. I mean, I almost burst out in song. I got nothing but love for you. I really was welling up within me. And so when it comes to forgiving, it's going to be difficult for us on a personal level. We've got to go to that higher mind that is within ourselves and ask for help to forgive.
So
I
Which
gotta
isn't
go
easy.
to that higher place in me so that I can forgive. Because if I work through my personality,
my humanness.
I'm not gonna forgive you.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah, because you hurt me.
Because you hurt me, and I want to hurt you.
Right.
And what And what people don't realize is when they hold on to that idea right there,
Come on.
I want to hurt you because you hurt me. That's what keeps them hurting.
And
So
that is what keeps them attracting who they attract.
they keep attracting stuff that hurts them because they haven't released it. So let's read that message real quick.
That's why I said I got to go to that higher power within me to help me forgive.
Is it easy?
I'm not dependent on Shirley to do it.
Is it easy?
No, it's easy once you get the hang of it.
But you got to do the work.
But you got to get the hang of it.
See, the problem is people don't want to do the work. People just want to walk out of one relationship and they just want to say, you know what?
Whew, I'm
they
out of
want
that
to
one.
say, they want to say 2 affirmations, 3 Hail Marys, and they say, I've been saying it and I've been doing it, and they're not really doing the groundwork.
They're not doing the groundwork.
And you know about what's showing up.
Even if you do a Hail Mary, you know, there's no guarantee that you're going to keep doing Hail Marys.
All right, let's get this message.
There's no guarantee.
My problem, as I was told, is that I hold on to people, places, things that no longer serve me today. Karma is real, and it's something that will eventually catch up with you too. So I will.
And then he cut off. That was it. Yeah. So I think.
Oh, well, I know something else.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So I will take. You can't see it. So I
Okay.
will take accountability for my mistakes and actions and work to avoid these mistakes in my future interactions. The thing is, when you change, your actions change. Your interactions change, your mindset change. And so the old person and the old ways and the old things you won't want to do. But we have to understand when we talk about, and it's in there, we're creatures of habit. We have, what do we talk? We have created neural pathways that says this.
Sand scars.
Sand
scars.
That's right. These are neural pathways that are comfortable. It says, oh, this, and it starts lighting up and goes straight to what to do. And so we have to rewire our brains. And part of that, as you said, doing that through the meditation. And people, you say meditation, and people get all these fluky ideas about what meditation is. And I just tell them, it's just you becoming, just shut up. That's what it is. It's just becoming quiet. Just shut up.
Yeah. What did Zelma say?
Right,
Yeah,
right. Like Rihanna. She got that finger up to get the tattoo. That's what she was saying. The tattoo. Yeah. Just shh. That's what meditation is. Is you sitting down and shutting up. Just shut up. Shut your thoughts. Stop thinking you know everything. And that's the problem. The intellect of us, right?
Yes,
the intellect, the human part of us.
Intellect is our servant. It's not the master.
If people could, so you didn't went into a whole new thing.
I didn't pay for this intellect.
People like, what are you talking about? It's a servant and a master. So we're gonna take this message. Hold that thought. Kelly said, forgiveness is a powerful part of the process. Yes,
it is.
But forgiving yourself for the mistakes you made in that thing. Oftentimes we say, I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that.
And we really never forgive ourselves for that.
And so we end up forgiving the person, but we don't cleanse ourselves. That's negative talk. We don't say, you know what? I just didn't know better. I was immature. I was looking for love in all the wrong places. Whatever the reasons are, the thing is that when we know better, we're supposed to do better. So that's why we have Love and Beyond the I Do. And it's not just intimate. It's about all your relationships. Because when you get yourself together, all of the other ones
will fall
start
right
falling
into place.
Let's get that. Reverend Shirley, don't move. All right. Forgiveness is freedom. Freeing I think she meant freeing you, but okay. Freeing yourself. She said freeing yourself.
Yep.
Put it back up there. So
freeing
yourself.
yourself.
Yes, freeing yourself.
And then
It's definitely
freeing yourself.
And
then
then that's when we got to go deep and ask ourselves questions. Why am I holding on to this pain?
And then she says forgiveness is a choice.
It is. But people don't realize that it is a choice. It's a choice to say resentful, unloving, angry. All those things are choices.
All right, we're going to get into
that is a choice.
And so I think I asked you to answer a question. Get into the servant and the master.
Yeah,
and then we're going to go to
that
chapter.
intellect.
Then we're
Yes.
going to move on to chapter 6, guys, the law of attraction.
Oh, okay.
So you said something, and people may not understand that about that intellect.
Right.
I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I know everything. I've read 500 books. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm smart enough to know that I can outsmart you. So what do we mean? And what happens when people think of, so you said the intellect is the servant, not the master. Baby, break that down. Just go ahead and break that down.
Let me see if I can pull up a definition from Charles Fillmore on intellect.
Okay.
Short and sweet.
Okay.
Intellect is not wise.
Oh.
Intellect is not wise.
And Dr. Paul Masters says that you can be a walking encyclopedia, but if what you say you know, you can't use it to improve your life and the life of others, you don't know nothing.
Don't know nothing. So that means that you are supposed to tell your intellect what to think and do. Is that what you mean by the servant?
Your intellect will only do right when you are its master.
Yeah, you're going to have to give me some more.
Intellect does not, we should not allow all the degrees that we have, all of whatever we have, control us.
Our thought process, how we think things.
Yeah, we should not let that be our master. We can see in the world today what having material things and having whatever you have, how it can really cause some serious issues.
Right.
Understand that, again, as Fillmore said, intellect is not wise. And it should not be our master. We appreciate intellect because let's go back and look at how the idea of wisdom functions within humankind.
Right.
It functions in us as intelligence.
Yep.
So we are grateful. We want to be intelligent. It functions in us as intuition. Well, if I'm so darn intellectual, I will never listen to my intuition.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess when we talk about that, when
It
we're
also
talking,
functions as inspiration too.
And it functions as inspiration.
but it's all when we talk about balance, though, right? When we were talking about way in chapter 12, the law of gender, right? The intellect is more of like the masculine, the dominant, right? And then we're talking about you got to have some. We're talking about your thinking and your feeling. They have to be balanced. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about intellect, but we're gonna get it. That's a whole.
That's a whole podcast.
Man, y'all opening up so many different cans. So let's stay on script. And that's what happened when we started talking about. So let's go to chapter 6. And chapter 6 is the law of attraction. And so let's see what I have here. It says
What page?
states. So we're on chapter 6, page 152.
152.
And its first paragraph, couple of sentences down, it says, the law of attraction states that like attracts like. And that just like the vibration. And that's what Jason said. People
Hold
get
on one
these two
second.
confused.
I want to get this for Dennis here.
Okay, so Dennis says, Jason and Tina, I am thankful for you guys. Sometimes I probably don't take the message correctly, but I regret my past. Don't regret it.
Don't regret it.
Every opportunity for you to grow. I have learned from it. Holding on to hurt is so dangerous and unhealthy. Absolutely, Dennis. Absolutely.
Absolutely,
Dennis.
Dennis. Absolutely, Dennis.
I don't regret my past. Typo.
Okay,
I
good.
don't
No
regret.
regret. Okay, good.
Wonderful.
Because our past has brought us to where we are today.
Couldn't get here without it.
Exactly.
And
Everything is growth in evolution.
And the thing is, when we come here, if we don't, and see, there we can say there's a path, right?
Yeah.
The opportunities come sometimes when we
Oh,
make.
wait a
You said
minute.
everything is a choice. If we make this choice, we have a cause and effect, and it just puts us back on the right path. So you have to go through those. Those are just your past is just the opportunities that you've had to get to where you are. Absolutely. So what does Dot say?
I'm going to go even deeper.
So Dot says your degrees don't make you. They sure don't.
Absolutely. I said I'm going to go even deeper, Tina and Jason.
Okay, go ahead.
Dot says what you radiate, you attract.
Before we even materialize the body, We
Now,
all
Reverend Shirley, don't lose them. Don't lose them.
Go,
Okay.
go ahead and take them. Go ahead and take them.
Y'all don't hang up. Don't
we
disconnect.
came here to balance out stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Give it to them.
We came here. We came here. What?
Planet Earth is where it's school.
Planet
Came
Earth
here
is
to
school.
balance your stuff.
All right. We're going to go to the law of attraction. So Reverend Shirley, don't leave nobody. The law of attraction suggests that like attracts like, both in thoughts and emotion. Go there. Choosing positive thoughts and feelings create an attraction where more positive experience will come into your life and relationship, where dwelling on negativity may bring about undesirable circumstances and discord. That's 152. That's the second paragraph. Talk about that. Just talk about this attraction thing. This is the law that everybody knows about, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the law of attraction. Use the law of attraction. Well, baby, guess what? If you don't know how to use it, you will be attracting some stuff that you don't want to attract. So go ahead, Shirley. Whoever you want to go.
The law of attraction, it's a philosophy that accepts that our thoughts, as you've said, and our beliefs, they shape our reality. We again are our own experience, therefore, like a magnet, we attract into our lives what we are, and we, as well as what we focus on. So when it comes to this law of attraction, you got to keep that in mind. And some of the keys to understanding this law of attraction, it involves aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desired outcomes.
So I'm a sweet. I'm talking for somebody else. I'm a sweet, loving, wonderful person. I have attracted someone who does not treat me the way I treat them. I treat them with respect. I treat them with love. I put them first. How am I attracting what I am?
Well, you're holding on to what no longer serves you.
Come on, I don't know what that means.
And
Come
you
on.
gotta work, you have to work with coming into that realization that that is not what you want. It does not align with what your desires are. And you got to be, as Zelma said Saturday, okay with letting it go.
So if I'm married and my mate, now they may not be abusive, but I may feel,
They don't
and
serve
so,
my highest
or it
good.
could be my boss.
Okay.
It could be
You
my
could feel,
boss. It could be anyone. It's just that and the thing is,
You
this,
feel that you're loving?
I feel like I give love and I don't receive it
you don't receive it.
the way I think the way I think I'm giving it. So you said you attract what you are. And so I really want people to understand it, because we get so hung up on these words, right? These
Oh, yeah.
cliches. It's what does that mean? How can you tell me that I am attracting what I am? So is it something else? Is it the love? Am I missing it? Like, so as speaking from another person.
It could be a variety of things,
Mm-hmm.
again, that's happening within our own soul. And we can learn, going back to what are your desired outcomes. So if feeling like you're not loving me back,
Right.
and my desired outcome is that you love me back, I need to be open and able to articulate that to you in a loving way.
And I guess and so I might say that this is where that loving way doesn't come in,
I
right?
was just getting ready to
Go
say
ahead,
that.
go
Yeah,
ahead. So, go
I was
ahead.
just
So,
going to say that that loving person may not be loving when they say that to their spouse, because I want
are
you to
you
give
on?
me something. No, I'm good.
Okay.
I want them to be able to give me the love the way I want it, and they're not expressing it. But
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell them in a loving way because it hurts because you're not giving it to me.
Right,
I'm going to
you're
give it
not
to
giving
me.
it to me. That's when you have to, if your intention is to keep the relationship, if that's your intention, if that's the outcome you want, then you need to do whatever it takes to be successful with that. If that means going to see counselors or whomever you need to see to help you understand that, if like a man can be probably abrasive in his in the way he communicates to his partner,
Right.
and that hurts the partner.
Right.
You don't ever if you're not willing to stop doing that.
And that really ties it together because, like I just said, if I believe I'm a loving person and I'm giving love, and then my partner's not giving it to me the way I want, and then my response is something unloving, that's something we have to be aware of. That's when we talk about that
You have
awareness.
to become aware of that.
Yes.
That's what's in the
It
subconscious.
may be a painful subject, but it has to be confronted. It
and-
has to be dealt with if the intention is to save the relationship.
Exactly.
Right.
I think
There we
that
go with
comes
the
with honesty.
intentionality.
Yeah,
We got to
intentionality.
go back to intentionality because, see, some people can be unaware of their intentions.
Come
And
on.
they really not want to have the relationship.
Or they really don't want to do the work. They want their partner to do the work. I want you to love me the way I want you to love me. And if you're going to have to figure out how I want it, so I'm going to be upset and stuck until you do it. And so the whole point of me saying that is that people have to understand, and I mean everyone, when we're talking about these laws, there is nothing fluky, mystical, voodoo about them. These are laws whether you believe them or not. Law of gravity, it happens. Like we say it all the time. You can believe it or go up on a 40-story building and walk off. You can believe it or you don't have to believe it. But the law of attraction is real. So if you're getting something, if something is showing up in your relationship that you do not want, you got to put your eye on yourself. People just don't understand that. What am I doing in my personal thinking? Maybe not what I'm doing. What am I thinking when my mate's not around? What am I thinking
your
about my
subconscious.
relationship?
What are you subconsciously
What am I
thinking?
taking in from other people's relationship and opinion? Right? This is where we have to understand. We talk about your thinking and your feeling and your actions. It's not the ones that you're aware of them. It's the ones that you're unaware of. It's the ones that's going on playing in the background.
The party you got going on in your head.
You are unaware of. And again, I think, if I'm in a relationship that is not loving me back, and it is my intention to stay in that relationship.
Well, they may be loving you back. They may not just be loving you the way,
way
you
you
want
want
to
to
be
be
loved.
May not be, and then I have to even understand what their love language is.
Exactly. And like you said, there's so many variations.
People have, they grow up where they was never told, "I love you." So that might be a challenge for them to say that to you. But then now I got to go beyond the words. And what do I feel? What do I know to be true?
Right. That's so true.
What do I know to be true? And it's a partnership. It's a relationship. So you work together to understand each other's language.
But even so, the understanding, and I guess I'm just boiling it down because if we take everything we've said, everything that we could possibly say, it boils down to I have to do the introspection.
For sure.
I have to work on me because if my mate's love language is something that I don't understand, then it's up to me to understand.
And so many people don't understand their own love language.
Exactly. Let alone they mate, right? Okay. I don't know mine. Or I know I
I think it's this. I'm not sure what it is, but if you buy me some gifts, I'll be happy.
So, just in the closing, this law of attraction, focus on what you want, practice visualization, use positive affirmations, although I think affirmations are positive, and cultivate gratitude, take action, believe in yourself and in your relationship, have faith in your ability to manifest what you want, and let go of negative thoughts.
And again, we come on, guys. We got to do the work. Does Dennis have another message?
Oh yeah, Dennis got
And
a
so,
little paragraph
and
here. Hold on one
everything she said, you can find it in Manifest a Joy-Filled Relationship.
second. Sure.
And it's not the book. The book may relate to partnerships, but you can transpose those words with any relationship. I think sometimes people think what they are not getting in the relationship is more important than what both people should be getting in the relationship. Good point, Dennis. I like that. Okay. You got to, okay. Good point. Okay. Relationships shouldn't be one-sided. Amen.
Right.
But also, it was not a but, it's an addition to.
Okay.
In addition to that, it should not be one-sided. However, we should not be looking to our partner to fill us up either.
No, that's not their job.
You got to come full.
Yeah.
You have to come healed. You have to come whole.
Yep.
You have to come loving. You have to be what you want in your mate. So it's definitely not one-sided, as Dennis said, but you also can't go into a relationship looking for someone to define who you should be.
Right. It's a partnership, you know.
Absolutely. And oftentimes people say, oh, you know, and even in the book, right, we're not looking for somebody to complete us. We're looking for someone to complement us, right? It's like a pair of shoes and a purse.
Mm-hmm.
The shoes can stand by themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So can that purse.
But so can the purse. But when you put them together,
Ooh, boy.
they're just that more powerful. That's that partnership,
Yeah.
right? It's just like that coat for a man in that hat.
Yeah.
Right? That brim.
Yeah. Make you walk a certain way. Yeah. Get that kind of lean.
That's right. It's the partnership. And that's and that's in any relationship. The relationship with your parents, with your siblings. And we just have to learn how to start having that better relationship with us so that we can work on those
other relationships. We have to work on having a better relationship with ourselves in order to have a better relationship with others.
Absolutely.
You know, we've got the power, if we want to change relationships.
Absolutely.
We have that
if
power.
We want to.
Again, like you said, it's a choice. Mm-hmm. Everything is a choice. Mm-hmm. So when you're having, when we're coaching people or talking to people just in general, and they're talking about having, you know, an unsavory relationship at work, and you're trying to get people to understand it's not your boss. It's not your boss. If you feel like everybody is against you, then you're going to get evidence that everybody is against you.
It's going to show up.
But if
it's going to show up, and even if you leave the job, you take yourself with you.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the same experience. So you have to transform that energy.
Yes. Transform that energy.
Being on a job for 40 plus some years, I can tell you some horror stories of what I experienced, but I grew through them and I worked with me. You know, I'm the power here.
That's right. All right.
So it's a different way of looking at it. If you're looking at it as you're being the power and not like, you know, my job is a problem.
My power away.
Right. I'm not giving my boss my power. I'm not giving the job.
We're not saying that people don't do negative things.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's
right.
No,
we're not saying that.
No.
Right.
But it's how I'm going to be able to handle that. And there again, I cannot do that if I'm functioning from personality.
And I can't do that if I've given my power away. Because now you're dictating how I'm going to feel, how I'm going to think, how I'm going to act.
I'm your puppet.
There go another song.
All right, you got another message. All right, let's get this. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So Dennis says, unfortunately, people go into relationships very unhealed, yes, and broken.
Yes.
So it's an uphill battle, especially if you don't seek relationship advice and counseling. And you know,
Yep.
And really, this is the main reason for our podcast, is because we have these things and we don't talk about them. Mm-hmm. We hide them, right? We and so we're becoming a society of more openness. We're talking about these issues because everybody has them.
Everybody has them.
Everybody has history. Everybody has baggage. Everybody has something going on in their soul that they need to heal, right?
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. That's what we came here for.
Exactly. And so the thing is, it can start with if you get yourself together before you get into that relationship. Like if you get yourself together with Manifest a Joy-Filled Relationship.
Come on.
Or even Spiritual Nuggets, any self-help book, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Start doing the work on yourself. And then if you're in a relationship, stop looking to your partner to do what you need to do.
Yep.
Like Dennis said, we come into these relationships unhealed, and we think because we've switched partners or we've been quiet so long or we're settling that it's going to get better. There's no reason to be unhappy in a relationship. The whole point of living is to be happy, to thrive, to live. Otherwise, you're just existing. Right. So thank you for that, Dennis. Reverend Shirley.
And you know what? That also reminds me of why we created the Manifest You workshop.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you know what? We talk a lot about the issues here and things of that nature, and we bring them to the forefront. But in our workshops and in our coaching sessions, we talk about step-by-step guides, clearing out blocks, shifting energy, creating the actual roadmap to your desires.
It's the how you bring it all together. So we
Right.
talk about why our relationships don't work. We talk about what they look like when they don't work. We talk about being unhealed, but most of the time we just don't we don't take the time to set in place what's really going on with us. Everything is we have to switch our focus. Society has taught us that everything is on the outside. What the truth is, everything is on the inside.
Everything is on the inside.
Right.
Yeah. What was that Zelma said?
Right.
Saturday.
Yeah, that was a good.
He said, "You don't mess around."
If you don't go within, you gonna go without.
No, that
Yeah,
was
what's
one too.
that?
She said she learned you don't mess around with the inside.
Oh yeah.
You mess around with the inside, and the inside is what could kill you.
Yes,
I think
yes.
she said something like that.
And I think that's what has been hidden. That's the hidden secret.
Yep.
Nobody wants you to know that you hold the power.
Yep.
Nobody wants you to know that it's not out there. It's the work you got to do in here. It's not. That's right. It's not how many degrees you have.
Nope.
It's not how many jobs you've held. It's not how much money you make. It's what's on the inside. Who are you? What's showing up? And that's why we see so many things going on in the world with people who are in court and things. And what people tolerate is because they've given their power away.
Oh, absolutely. It reminds me of the chapter in this, you all know, Seed of the Soul on relationships. It says sometimes the very thing that you need to talk about in a relationship, people hide and don't talk about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why we got to bring these things out. So we're gonna get on out of here, Shirley or Reverend. We're gonna try to make it on out of here. So
Yeah, because we could be here all night.
all night. So for us, so if you guys are looking for someone to come, this is our plug. If you're looking for someone to come and talk about relationships, any relationship, talk about developing yourself. Keynote, if you want to bring us to a school or an organization, or you want to join one of our coaching programs, or you're looking for, so we like to say as coaches or strategists, or really we're architects, we're relationship architects, right? And what we do is we give you the blueprint, we help you build it. And so people say, well, what are you and the difference between a therapist or, a psychiatrist or whatever? And so we take what you have, and a coach is supposed to take what you have and make it better, right? Give you the skills you need to succeed. And that's what we do as coaches, right? So we want you to know that these laws are not magic.
Nope.
These ain't no magic laws. You only find them for the people who believe in magic. Nope. They apply to everybody. They're the principles that the universe adheres to. Right. Exactly. And when you apply them, when you understand, your life changes. You can stay stuck if you want to.
That's your choice.
That's
That's
your
free
choice.
will. That's that free will.
All right, guys. So don't forget, Jason and I have dropped the thing for our upcoming workshops. Mine is next week for women only, and Jason's is the week after for men only.
Okay.
So, or you can reach out to us for one-on-one coaching. You can, if you want to go deeper and uncover some of your hidden gems or some of your unhealed wounds or whatever you want to discover, go to our website.
legendaryrelationship.com. I want to say this. One of the participants in the workshop said,
You can't be telling a secret?
This is not a secret.
Okay,
This was like a testimony.
Okay.
The way I'm going to say it is going to be a testimony.
Okay.
That someone said that, wow, the work that I have to do now is like I have a part-time job.
She's like, I got to fit in everything I got to do for me along with everything else.
Exactly. I said, nope. I said, and then like what Tina said, taking care of us and finding out who we are is a full-time job.
A gentleman at the health club called himself being sarcastic with us, and he was like, "Oh, where's the boss? Oh, that's the boss. She's the boss." And I politely looked at him and said, "I am the boss of no one but me. I got so much work going on with me. I cannot even attempt to try to be the boss of somebody else."
Be the boss
You know,
of
and that's
somebody
where that's the misconception about marriage. I'm too busy working on me to be trying to point out and pick out what's going on with him. I ain't trying to control nobody but
you
me,
don't
my
even know-
thoughts.
Right, you don't even know what was in his consciousness was saying something like that.
I already
Hey.
know. He ain't the whatever it was is not in mine.
Sure not. You talking about, I don't have a boss. It's like, yep, I'm sure you don't.
That's why you walk. Hey, and if you don't have a boss, that means you're not even aware of your own thoughts and feelings and actions because you're thinking that somebody else is trying to control. Ain't no control going on here.
That's why you without. You don't go within.
Exactly.
You don't go without.
Exactly.
All
All
right.
right. So before we get out,
Yep. Don't forget to subscribe to Legendary Relationship on YouTube. If you guys over here on Facebook, thank you very much. But go over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel Legendary Relationship. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and connect with us on LinkedIn as well. And also, please remember, if you have purchased the book,
and you've read it,
thank you very much for that. But
even if you read half of it and you liked it, if you read the introduction,
if you read the introduction, you pretty much read the book.
or if you've been on these Friday Night Lives and you got some stuff,
Right.
go leave a review.
Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it. That helps the author out very much. So
That
really
that
appreciate
has
it.
a lot of weight in the Amazon world. I don't know
Yeah.
why,
Yeah.
but it is necessary. And before I was an author on Amazon, I didn't understand it, but it is essential. So oftentimes people will send us reviews. They'll talk to us that, they'll give us accolades, but all of that is wonderful.
Yep.
But we need you to go do it and put it on Amazon.
That
it
would be
does
great.
make a difference.
Yep.
All right. So before we get out, Reverend Shirley, is there anything that you would like to leave them with, drop them with?
One of those golden nuggets.
Oh, we got some other things. Let's see. We got some things.
Okay, hold on one second.
Some more
okay.
comments.
Yep.
Then it says, yes, I came have very broken and unhealed. I came here very broken and unhealed. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Today I'm not completely healed, but Jason and Tina has been a light where there was darkness. Thank you,
Praise
Dennis.
God.
That's
Praise
so sweet.
God.
Thank you. Thank you, Dennis.
But you did the work, Dennis.
You did. You bought the book, you did the work, you tuned in, and that's where it starts. Your soul was yearning for something else, and you were drawn here. Okay? Oh,
Tanji Key.
Tanji.
Tanji,
It
how
says
are you?
That's the same for relationships. You can't take your past experiences into your new experience. Yes.
Nope.
Yes, you cannot. Because you're a different person. And I think that's why Veronica is doing the work she's doing. If you're remarried, because it's a whole new dynamics. You're taking, if you've been married 1 year, that's 1 year of marriage that you're taking into a new relationship. It can't be. It can't be. And it could be harder said than done. But all right, Dennis got one more thing.
Yeah, Sandra got this. She said,
Sandra said, pull my little string. That's right. That's right. It's you, Sandra. Dennis says, once again, my social media habits and foolery was my way of masking my insecurities. And I'm glad
you grew through that, Dennis. I remember those conversations.
And you know what? That is a way that you were trying to release what was on the inside. Trying to mask it and trying to hide it. But it was really your soul calling. That's what it was. That's how you found us. All right. So Kelly says, do the work before getting in a relationship. And if you're already in one and you want it to work, do the work. But absolutely, Kelly, do the work before. If you know you've had some experiences in relationships,
And
whether they're
have.
intimate
And in life.
or work or in life, definitely do exactly what Kelly said. Do the work.
But here's the thing. We take time off from dating and being in relationships thinking that we've done it.
Right, that's true.
And then we go back into dating and get in a relationship and we end up in the same boat. Because we haven't done anything. We just took some time off.
Right.
You ain't
didn't do no work.
No.
Right.
You read a couple books, maybe. You
Maybe.
cracked it open.
Maybe. No,
Right.
Or sometimes you just say, I'm taking a break. You just take a break.
That's true.
You go get your nails done and your feet done. And you say, I'm taking a break. I'm taking care of me. And we think that is the extent of what it means by self-love. You know, it's the inner work. It's the self-love really means uncovering the things that are ugly about me that I need to change. The negative thinking, the things that I think I'm always right. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
That it's always somebody else that needs to change. So that's what I mean, kind of like the ugly things. It's just the kind of
The
a
stuff
way
no
of
one's
speaking.
going
Yeah.
to tell you
It's just a
about.
way of saying it. Right. All right, let's see what Dennis said. We're going to hurry and get up out of here. Thank you, Jesus, for a legendary relationship with Jason and Tina Scott. That's right. Tina's my Jones Site classmate, and
That's
Jason
right.
is my brother,
There you go.
who I truly respect for his wisdom. All
Thank
right.
you, Dennis. We appreciate you. We appreciate what you've done.
Let's see what Dot is saying. Awesome conversation this evening. Thank you, Dot, for tuning in as always. We ain't gone out yet, guys. All right, have a fantastic evening and weekend, everyone.
Yes.
Keep on going. Come on. Let's get all
Don't-
these
don't-
calls in. All right, great broadcast as usual.
Thank you, Regina. You know why it's
I'm my
great,
own
Regina?
experience working on myself. Yes.
And that's why it's great, Regina, because you're here.
That's right. Regina be doing the work. Regina said, I'm working on myself.
And you know,
And don't take that nonsense, Regina. When people come back into your life with that nonsense, you be like, oh, I didn't did the work. Sorry, baby.
yeah, you
Sorry.
got to go.
That's right. All right. Go ahead, Reverend Shirley. You want to say something?
Oh, just reiterate all that we have been discussing tonight. Let it marinate. Let it come to you and reveal itself at all the deeper levels that we need it to do so. Let us focus on raising our vibration because everything is vibrational.
That's right. And they're low and they're high, guys. A vibration, it just ain't just one. It's a whole bunch. It's a whole range of them.
It's a frequency.
Yes. All right.
Let us remember the law of cause and effect is that we live in two worlds, the world within, which is cause, and the world without, which is effect.
That's right.
And let us, as we do all of that, then we will attract that which we desire in life.
And we don't even have to worry about attracting something that's not. All right.
I mean, because that's going to be it,
And
right?
sometimes we will attract the opposite because they want to know what you're doing, right? They want to give like you.
But they won't stick
Right,
around.
They came to be taught.
That's right. All right, let's see Kelly's real quick. Kelly said, that is the truth, Tina. That's right about them relationships. When she said, don't come into, do your work. All right. Dot Dennis said, happy Friday.
Right.
All right. One more.
Yeah, I got you, baby. I got you. I'm trying to get down there.
All right. Dennis says, thank you, Pastor Shirley.
Yeah.
All right.
We only bring the best. We only bring the best.
We're just bringing these relationship guys to bring some awareness so we can raise our vibration. All right. So what are we saying, Jason? All right, guys, don't forget, go leave a review. And always like, share, and tag somebody for this so that they can get some awareness. All right, Reverend Shirley, why don't you tell people where they can reach you if they want to see any of your stuff? You come on Saturdays. You do meditation on live on Saturdays. Tell them a little bit about you.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, the Meditative Life Ministries, I have weekly telephone conference calls. All I need is for people to go to Meditative Life Ministries 2@gmail.com and just tell us we want to be on your email list. And then we will email you of all of the happenings at Meditative Life Ministries. So we do, again, the meditation conference calls. We do a monthly meditative talks on Truth Zoom session. And we do in-person session at the Irwin Community Center located in Homewood, downtown Homewood, 18120 Highland Avenue in Homewood, Illinois. Coming up June 21st, we are celebrating 8 years in helping people through meditative practices. Our guest speaker for our 8th anniversary will be none other than the Bishop, Dr. Jack Bomar.
Wonderful.
So we're excited to have him. And
High
that
energy.
again is June 21st, 12 noon. Now he's got to scoot out of there, so I am asking everybody to be on time, so you don't want to miss anything.
So this is going to be
again,
where?
Email us at Meditative Life Ministries 2
The number 2.
Say, please add me to your email list.
All right, guys, that's the number 2. And so you said you're celebrating your 8th anniversary. Where is that going to be at?
Again, that's going to be at the Irwin Community Center, 18120 Highland Avenue.
And now, is there a cost for that?
No cost.
Okay, so come
Just
on
come
out
on
and
out and
learn some stuff.
celebrate.
That's right. Come on out and learn some
Come on
stuff.
out and help us celebrate 8 years.
Wonderful, wonderful.
8
Yes.
years.
I know you. So Jason and I just attended. Reverend Shirley had a spiritual tune-up. Yes, last Saturday. Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
So we did meditation. We did tapping. And so if you don't know it, that's where you tapping into you and understanding what
Tapping that negative energy out.
That's
you
right.
go.
We had yoga, and we had the lunch was vegan, right?
Yes.
From
Yes.
Science of Spirituality. So it was a great experience. It's always a good experience. All right. And if you can't tell, sit back, Reverend Shirley. Sit back. So you see, she's rocking a Manifest a Joy-Filled Relationship t-shirt. That's right. That's right. So we thank her. We appreciate you. So again, guys, don't forget, if you are a male or a female, the female is Tina, Manifest You. I will be doing it. Jason's workshop will be coming out. We haven't put it out yet because we don't want you to get confused. So Jason's workshop will start coming out on Monday. So mine starts on Monday. That's when his flyers and things are coming out.
It's 6:30 to 7:30. That's what time? And I'm saying it's 6:30 Central Time. Yep.
Oh, wait. She said what time? Is it to Reverend Shirley or is it to us?
Oh,
Right. So for Reverend Shirley, it'll be the 21st at 12 noon.
12 noon.
12
And if
noon
you're
on
looking
25.
to do so if you're looking to do the 8th annual anniversary, everyone come out and support Meditative Life Ministries at 18120
Highland Avenue.
in Homewood, Illinois, downtown Homewood. Is at 12 o'clock noon.
Be there on time.
And Bishop Dr. Jack Bomar will be there.
Tina and Jason, because I don't have any of their emails, you guys get the emails, and if you know their emails, just forward them that brochure.
I
Okay.
sure will.
And all of the events that's going on with MLM.
Okay.
Wonderful.
We can
wonderful.
do that.
So we are in connection with some great people. All right. Thank you, Regina. Thank you, Dot. Thank you,
Thank you.
Dennis. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Versi. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
So
thank
you're
you,
trying
thank
to
you,
go
thank
off
you.
memory.
I'm
I'm
going
just
off-
going to say thank you to everyone because you're going to miss somebody.
All right, guys. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. And JC, want to close us out?
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay.
What am I closing out? What am I saying?
Well, we always say how we close it out.
Yeah. Reverend Shirley, don't go anywhere. All right.
All right, guys. So that is another episode with you and
In
us.
the book.
That's right. So we will see you next Friday. I can't remember who our guest is, but just be in the house.
You just
be in
never
the house
know.
and tell
It
somebody.
just may be us, but you just never know.
Just never know.
You got to show up.
Get into that workshop because this will be the
Definitely,
last one.
listen, get into the workshop. If you know somebody, especially a lady, go ahead and get them in there. It's a great gift to give someone, but I'm telling you, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of deep work for you as the individual.
It's not a lot of work. Don't say it's a lot of work. You'll scare people. It ain't a lot of work. It's a lot.
They need to be scared because if you're not doing anything,
it is a lot of awareness. That's what it is. Awareness.
So, there's a lot of
consciousness-
awareness.
It's consciousness building.
It is definitely consciousness
It's raising
building.
our frequency.
I'll give you that.
I mean, work is required, but not
Work is
yet.
required.
It's the homework.
I don't want to do
let's
anything
get
in
on
it.
out of here. Let's get on out
Okay,
of
yes,
here.
time
All
to
right.
go. Yep.
All
We've
right.
had a wonderful time. Thank you so much, Reverend Shirley, for showing up. Thank you so much for being here and giving us your expertise on these 3 laws here. We
That's
really
right.
appreciate it.
We might have to come on again and talk about them some more.
I want to get into meditation, but we're definitely going to have you back on that for meditation
Yes,
for sure.
yes,
Oh, yeah,
yes. We're going to have to do some meditation.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
So don't hang up.
Oh, okay.
You went.
Yep.
You missed.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to where I need, but don't go anywhere.
You were right at it, baby.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
You gonna take us out like I
I
said?
am. All right. So as always, we're in it to win it. Till next week, guys.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Lovin' Beyond the I Do podcast. Head over to iTunes to subscribe and leave a review. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Legendary Relationship or visit our website at legendaryrelationship.com. Till next time, remember to make every day count.